Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel. Sorry about that, something caught my attention there. In this video, I'm going to discuss what certifications you should get when you enter the IT field from my experience. Everybody's experience differs. Just want to throw that out there. I don't want to sound like a know-it-all or anything like that. So, anyway, when I was going to school, you needed a few things. What did you need? You needed actually only one thing at this particular time. You needed the A+ certification. Now there's A+ certification and there's computer fundamentals. Now computer fundamentals, there's ranking of certifications. Basically means you know how to put stuff together, you know what this is, you know what parts are, basically. Even though it's a little more complicated than that. So then you have the A+. Now, when I was going to school, you had those two certifications that you needed to get, but it was better to get the A+. The A+ has more value than computer fundamentals. So if you had the computer fundamentals, then get your A+, your computer fundamentals certification will be void because the A+ is higher. It kind of contains that in with it. That's what you needed. And at this time, they had a Windows 7 certification, which I never got because for some reason, at that time, it was optional to have that. It was not a requirement to get a job. So I was doing the ones that were required, then I was going to do at a later date, get the ones that were optional. So I had an interview somewhere, and Windows 10 was just coming out. And what happened was, this was, Windows 10, because Windows 10, sorry, I was thinking about something else. Windows 10, when I worked at a place, was just starting to come out. People were updating to Windows 10. Well, this is the mistake I made by not looking up certifications that you need. You do need a Windows 10 certification. Now, I have a book. I'll do that in another video. I'll get into the books and show you. But the numbers may be different, so you want to look that up. So just to be able to basically be at a help desk, if you're just running PCs, you need the Windows 10 certification and your A+. Now, I do have to warn you, A+ certifications, after 2011, you have to renew it every 3 years. Unfortunately, I don't like that, but that's the way they do it. Now, it depends on what kind of help desk you're going for. If you're strictly PC, you want Windows, and then there's a Linux certification, which this is the last day of the year, so Happy New Year to everybody. Certification. You have Debian, you have Fedora, and there's other certifications. The one that I am going to get, and I do recommend, if you're going to work in a help desk, you get one for Debian Linux, which is basically what everything runs on, such as your phone, Android, and stuff like that. But that's beside the point. I never got that, but I want to get that. Now, you have the Mac certification. What is the Mac certification? The Mac certification means you know Mac OS X and beyond. Now, the thing is, the Mac OS X, the certification is for a niche market, and I wasn't about that. The reason I wanted to get the Windows and the Linux is because those are the two most common operating systems. Mac, you very rarely hear of companies having a Mac OS X server and their computers are Mac. They're all PC. Well, this type of help desk that I went to try to get a job at, they wanted that because it was done for the movie studio, so you had to get that. So just to do it, you have to get the Windows 10 certification, your 8 plus, and I do recommend getting a Linux and learning Linux and getting a Linux certification. Now, as I said, there's a higher market for Linux, even though Windows is the dominant partner in the computer world. You do have that market. So you want that, you want that. Then there's a cloud certification for the Microsoft Azure. I don't remember the numbers offhand, but in networking, if you move up to networking, you want to get that as well. Networking, you want to get the CCNA. There is Networking Plus, then there's CCNA. Network Plus is like computer fundamentals for networking. If you get the CCNA, your Network Plus becomes void. There's Mac OS X certification. There's even Mac server certification. Here's the problem with the Mac server certification. Every 3 years, and you have to pay $500 for it. That's why I was totally against it. And then what I was going to do was I was going to go to basically like a Mac school that teaches you everything. Even though I knew how to use some stuff, I'm better with PCs. I'm a PC guy, I'll tell you that right now. And what I'm filming this on an iPhone, ironically, but I like some of their products. But anyway, and it was going to cost me $1,000 just to get that certification because I had to pay for school $1,500. I didn't have the money at the time, so I never did that. But at this particular time, you needed it. And the problem with certifications are they change so fast that you could have one and the next day it'll be void. And it's really, really annoying. And they changed the numbers. Now, when I got my 8 plus, unfortunately, with schools and certifications, they're kind of behind. And they're kind of behind, not the teacher's fault. It's just that sometimes it takes a while for schools to get material and stuff like that. So when I was going to school, I was lucky enough to where they were sort of on it at the time, but they weren't fully on it. And the problem is, between me going to school and me trying to get this job at the time, things have changed so much that I was like, what? With certifications and not computers in general, because if that was the case, I wouldn't know anything. So then you have certifications for that. There's certifications for other things. I don't know the numbers for all of them. You have the Linux and stuff like that. But as I said, you're better off getting the 8 Plus and the Windows 10 certification. Unfortunately, since I didn't get that particular job because they needed to know that I knew Windows 10. Now, with that, if you have a Windows 7 certification, you go get the Windows 10 certification. Microsoft does not support Windows 7 anymore. But if you have it and you have the knowledge, that's good to have because some companies, I know they're starting to change, still use that. So that's a good thing to have. So, and stuff like that, there's certifications for all sorts of stuff. So, when you're going to get certifications, know what is the current one. And when you go to school, try to study for that particular one. Be all caught up so when you're done, you can get a job. That is the one thing I wish I would have done. I was just trying to get my A plus and I figured that would get my foot in the door. It doesn't. You gotta have multiple certifications now. Or this is when the time that I was going, it changes so much. And the thing that I tried to do I actually have the book here for the Windows 10. I'm going to try to get that, and I'm going to try to get the Linux certification next year because today's the last day of the year. So, anyway, that is it for this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and click that bell for more notifications.